I don't give a shit about where the fucking alien comes from, and neither should you. Alright, look, I understand that we're now living in a cyclical entertainment world where the average ordinary filmgoer has become conditioned to care about things like canon and mythos that previously were the exclusive domain of sad, socially inept, obsessive dweebs who use the methodical cataloging of popular culture minutiae as an all-purpose psychological slurry to fill up the ever-widening emotional void of a life spent absent the worth of human contact. Or so I'm told, since obviously anyone who does this for a living has piles of friends and is always invited to all the best parties. Anyway, point is, I've made peace with the fact that the price I pay for enjoying movies like The Avengers is having to also endure things like Transformers, the Bumblebee solo movie, and the Hasbro Cinematic Universe. And hey, sometimes doing the franchise, canon, mythos bullshit with normal movies works out and you get Creed, or, okay, well, pretty much just Creed, but hey, Creed was pretty good, right? But here's the thing. Not everything is built to have a mythology, and a lot of stuff is designed intentionally around working better without it. And Alien was absolutely one of those things. A huge part of why the original Alien worked was that it was sparse and bare and minimalist. Yeah, everything had proper names, but they were largely presented to us as the crew on the ship working for the company versus the alien. I mean, it's kind of right there in the title, right? Alien, not xenomorph, alien. Because narratively, that's all it fucking is. Alien. An alien. The alien. Something that is alien. Aesthetically and subtextually, sure, it's also a metaphor for sexual violence, unwanted impregnation, physical violation, etc. But functionally, it was the amalgamated embodiment of decades worth of science fiction-inspired nightmares about the unnameable horrors that could be awaiting mankind in the endless uncharted blackness of outer space. Once again, hence why they simply call the movie Alien, and then did the only thing you can do with a sequel to that. What if there was more of them, and maybe one is bigger? Not only does this not need a backstory can only serve to make it less compelling because explaining it unavoidably takes away from it being a horrifying abstract embodiment of cosmic phobia and just makes it another fucking movie monster. I mean, I almost want to say that giving the alien a complicated origin story is like deciding to explain the motivations of the shark in Jaws, but it's actually stupider than that. Prometheus and now Alien Covenant are more like if someone made a humanizing biopic about the specific change in atmospheric pressure that led to the tropical depression that eventually caused the storm in the perfect storm. The only time the idea of an alien mythos came close to working for me was in Alien vs. Predator, because versus movies are stupid just for fun disposable bullshit, or at least they're supposed to be. Covenant, like Prometheus however, wants to be taken very, very seriously as Ridley Scott re-explores meditations on the nature of humanity, free will, and the responsibilities or lack thereof of creation that he already covered much better way back in Blade Runner, and Michael Fassbender, you ain't no Rutger Hauer. For what it's worth, the premise here is that the crew and passengers of a colony ship called the Covenant get woken up way too early out of hypersleep by a space accident and decide that they should explore a mysterious, seemingly human broadcast coming from an uncharted planet where they find a suspiciously wiped out civilization and a somehow rebuilt David, the malfunctioning Michael Fassbender android who went robot crazy and got everybody killed in Prometheus. And it turns out David has been busy genetically engineering everybody's favorite space monster pretty much just to see if he can. And yup, that's the big explosive origin story somebody felt this franchise was desperately missing. The xenomorphs exist because a busted robot had a bunch of time on its hands. Now look guys, I get what the point of all of this is supposed to be. David does what he does because he was programmed to be inquisitive, but because he also doesn't have a human moral compass, he's a literal representation of the idea of a capricious, unfeeling creator god, and isn't that just existentially terrifying? Except once you realize they don't intend to actually explore anything related to that, the whole thing just ends up being a rote mad scientist movie with an alien shoved in at the kickoff of Act 3 so they can justify the use of marketable franchise branding. Make no mistake, the alien is a sideshow while David is meant to be the real monster here, which I'm pretty sure was intentional and meant to be very, very profound, but it just comes off as a fawning excuse to center another overly mannered performance by the increasingly overrated Michael Fassbender, who, like the film, comes off empty despite being very, very handsome. And it is a very handsome looking movie. Ridley Scott tends to make very handsome looking movies, even when they suck. The man is one of our most accomplished visual storytellers. It's just that this time the story just wasn't really worth telling in the first place. Apart from Fassbender's, "Oh, you thought you were sick classic of me after Assassin's Creed turn as David and the identical good android Walter. That goes exactly where you think it's going, by the way, and you will be shocked that the film expects you to be shocked by that. The cast all just seem to be completely adrift. All those character development video logs from the marketing and trailers aren't really in the movie, and the only person who makes an impression is Danny McBride, and that's mostly because you're noticing, holy shit, Danny McBride kind of works as a straight dramatic actor. Good on him, but his role, much like the film, adds up to a big bag of nothing. Honestly, I think I preferred Prometheus. It was stupid and a lot more scattershot, but at least it kept moving and did a lot of different stupid stuff. It was like watching a bunch of high-end actors remake one of the sleazy Alien knockoffs like Galaxy of Terror or Inseminoid. This is just fucking dull. Bottom line, I give Alien Covenant 1.5 stars. And can we stop making Alien movies now? I mean, jeez. You know, guys, there's like 8 of these fucking things, and only 2 of them are good. I think we're done. I think that's enough Alien. Please.